What's up, my people? This is your guide to 50 topics. We talk our trash, and one man's trash is another man's treasure. We lit, we live, we're ready, we dropping jewels for you fools. Here we are, blessings upon blessings. I got something interesting for y'all to hear. I'm gonna hit him with some rebuttals, let y'all know my opinion on how I feel about certain things he's saying. I may agree with some things, I may disagree with some things. Here we go. Let me give you just a little quick run through of what's going on. There's a podcast guy. He's interviewing some female. She's looking for a certain type of man, and he keeps it real with her on some things. She's looking for a man with money. She's a pretty much successful woman herself. She runs a grooming business or whatever she does, and pretty much he keeps it real with her on some things. I can agree with some of the things he says, some of the things I can't. But let's hear this shit out and let's see what happens. I'm gonna go and pause back and forth and I'm gonna talk some shit. But let's hear this out.
I feel like, listen, you lady.
Bigger guy, is what I'm realizing.
And ma'am, and that's my point. You ladies all feel like, listen, you ladies all feel like you're the exception to the rule. And then when someone like myself comes along and gives you a dose of reality, instead of just accepting it, it's like, yeah, but I'm special. You don't know any men on this level that are not your father, that aren't related to you. That means you don't know these men. You don't know where to go get them. You don't know what they want. But you're still saying, pick me. They don't want mid-30-year-old baby mamas. I'm trying to be polite, man, but they don't want those.
Can I ask you a question?
Did you hear what I said?
Yes.
Why is that so? Okay, go ahead.
I just told it.
Go ahead.
From my point of view, I feel like I get what you're saying. They do have better options, but also those better options are younger girls. Those younger girls.
All right. Here's where I'm gonna disagree with him, just a little bit, because he's right to an extent. Okay, she's looking for these guys with six figures. She's looking for these wealthy guys in the Lamborghinis and things like that. Guess what? There's something I spoke about in one of my filthy topics recently. Trophy wives, okay? Motherfucker with money wants something he can show off just like he wants to show off that Lamborghini. So he's sort of right. And the problem is that it's hard for a 35-year-old woman, right? A 35-year-old woman to meet a man like that. Why? Because most likely a 35-year-old woman has children she's caring for and she's doing her own life. If she's single at 35, okay, she's doing what she has to do. So how is she even going to put herself in a position to meet a man with six figures? You understand? She's too busy with her own life, especially if she's a single 35-year-old woman. But here's where my disagreement comes in. He says they don't want them. This, that, and the third. Let me explain something to you. To an extent, they don't want them. To an extent. Because you know what? Like I said, it's just hard for the women to get out there. It's not that they don't want them, because let's be real. Through experience, we've all known or seen somebody or heard of somebody that we know that's being taken care of by somebody with some money. And a lot of times, you can have a comparison of what we consider was a good girl and a slutty girl. And guess what? Sometimes that slutty bitch meet a motherfucker with some money that'll move her and her kids in there. So on that end, I can't fully agree with him that they not looking for a woman that's 35 and this and that. I can't agree with him on that. They do want a woman on their level. But there's always a but. Here's the thing too. A motherfucker with money like that there's a small majority that's really humble and genuine, right? So a motherfucker with money like that not only wants a trophy wife, right? Think about it. At 35 years old with children, right? Not only wants a trophy wife, but that shit comes with consequences. Because a motherfucker with money feels very powerful. You know what I'm saying? So a lot of times what happens is those women that do meet a man with a bunch of money, right? And things happen for them and things click and they move with that guy, it's a power struggle. Why it's a power struggle? Because he has money, he feels he can control you, right? Because you become an item to him. Excuse me. But so a motherfucker with money is a small percentage that you're gonna find that likes you genuinely. Why? Because money brings power. Understand? So a 35-year-old woman, it's not that they're not looking for that. It's that they're hard to find, especially if they're single, because how are they going to meet these men unless they out there? And a lot of good women that in that age group, if they're good women, they're taking their children, they're taking care of their children, they're going to a soccer game, they're going to a football, baseball, basketball, they doing this, they doing that. They ain't got time themselves to be looking for no dude. So they gotta run across where it runs across. Where they run across. But let's go back to this. That's just my quick rebuttal on that.
Don't necessarily 20-year-olds are not necessarily attracted to 45-year-olds.
Bullshit. I'm 51 and I can't beat them off with a stick. That's another one you lies. No, younger women are attracted to older men. What are you talking about?
So can you see me?
Yes, I can.
All right. Now, here's why I can agree with him 100%. Yes, there's a amount of a percentage of younger women who won't mess with an older man, but we got to understand what ages we looking at. What do we consider young? Okay, yes, 20 is young, but is 27, 28, 26, 20, let's say 25 to 28, is that young for a 40-year-old, 44-year-old? Is that young? Yes or no? Yes or no, because we have to look at two factors these days. Two factors. Yeah, there's little 27-year-old chicks out there that still, let me not say bum, they're still little young-minded 26, 27-year-olds that's trying to figure it out, and it's not. But then there's 26, 27-year-olds that have their shit together, like my sister-in-law Ruth pointed out. There's 26, 27-year-olds that have their shit together. They're taking flights. They have businesses. They have things going on. They have degrees. They have their shit going for them at 27 years old. And there's women like that. So at the end of the day, when we're looking at numbers, there's women who's 35 or 40. And if age is a number, if age matters is what I mean, then why that 27-year-old is doing better in life than this 35, 37-year-old, 40-year-old woman. So at the same time, you gotta play that into the factor. And then you gotta play another role into the factor. It depends what this young bitch is looking for. At the end of the day, shit is not like back in the day. A 40-year-old dude is looking like he's 28, 29. Feel me? So it's like, you got to throw that into the factor too. If women don't like young men, I'll give you an example. My cousin is in the 40s, and his wife, legally married, is 26, 27 years old, whatever she is. So on that end, I can agree with him. Simple as that. I can agree with him through things that I see, through experience. Yeah, young women definitely dig older men. Depends what that older man brings to the table, whether he still look good, whether he got some money. Or you got to look at those factors. And then you got to look at the fact of what kind of 27-year-old woman you dealing with. You dealing with a 27-year-old woman that got her head on right and got her shit going, then why not fuck with her if she's that young? Even if she's young, but she got her shit going better than these women more in your age group. You know what I'm saying? But then there's factors with that too. When an older dude messes with a young chick. Why? Because another thing depends. What are their motives? You know what I'm saying? Their motives could go, if the man's fucking with the young bitch just because he want to fuck and he want a young thing on his arm, then guess what? And if she's fucking with him because he got some money, then guess what? She gonna have to deal with a whole bunch of controlling shit. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, you gotta put all that into the factor. What is their motives for fucking with each other? Does this chick just really attracted to this older man and really loves him? That it happens too. Maybe there's no interest for no money. Maybe he's just a dope ass older dude that's teaching her some things and schooling her, and she admire him that way. And she fall in love with him, and they live happily as long as whatever, till homie croaks and dies, or she dies, or whatever. And you know what? There's a lot of relationships like that. But then you got to also play into the factor, what if that 26, 27-year-old, depending where the older person is at in life, what mentality that person has? You know what I'm saying? How grown is grown. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you got to play that into a factor, because you know what? Life has milestones in it. It has milestones. So, or milestones, however you word that shit. But it has milestones. So you're not the same person in the same mentality at 20 years old as opposed to the person you are at 30. Right? And then you're definitely not the same person at 30 when you hit that 40, because your mentality has grown to a whole nother level. But yet, that little 26, 27-year-old is still worrying about little simple things that you fall past that. The things that she sees big, it's not even important to you. You know what I'm saying? So you got to look at those factors of the mentality and why and the motive. But I agree with him. Younger women definitely do dig and love older men. But let's get back to this. Boom. Let's rewind it a little so we can get.
Do you feel like
I know I lost y'all.
Me?
So we're gonna rewind it a little bit and get a little idea of what she was talking about. Because y'all know I talk a bunch of shit, bunch of trash, and that's what we do. Let's go back right here. What we're gonna do right here is go back. You dig? You dig?
That means you don't know these men. You don't know where to go get them. You don't know what they want. But you're still saying, pick me. They don't want mid-30-year-old baby mamas. I'm trying to be polite, man, but they don't want those.
Can I ask you a question?
Did you hear what I said?
Yes.
Why is that so? Okay, go ahead.
I just look.
Go ahead.
From my point of view, I feel like I get what you're saying. They do have better options, but also those better options are younger girls. Those younger girls don't necessarily 20-year-olds are not necessarily attracted to 45-year-olds.
Bullshit. I'm 51 and I can't beat them off with a stick. That's another one of you lies. No, younger women are attracted to older men. What are you talking about?
So can you see me?
Yes, I can.
Okay. So
she didn't want to hear that
like
shit.
A woman like me.
Can you see me? She didn't want to hear that shit.
What would you rank yourself on a scale from 1 to 10? You cannot use 7.
Should get real.
Would I rate myself?
Just your face.
Just your face.
When I wake up, 5, but when I put myself together, 6.
That's it?
And how tall are you?
Bitch, you're ugly.
5'5".
Dress size.
I'm sorry?
Your dress size.
A 3.
Okay. So that makes you, if you give yourself a 5, that's average.
Yes.
Uh-oh.
So average looking women tend not to get high earning men. They tend to get average men.
So,
Did you, I mean, stop right there. Stop right there. Stop right there. Breathe and digest. You're 35 years old and you can look around and see the world. You don't tend to see higher earning men with average looking women.
Not true.
Off rip. If you do see them, they got their average looking woman when they were both really young and he built his way up. But a man earning the kind of money you're talking about does not go for an average looking woman.
I mean, my body is not average, so.
But you're, ma'am,
listen to this, guys.
Don't let me say it.
You ugly.
Say what?
You dig? You dig? You're ugly. You're schmuggly.
I really just wanted some advice. I love your.
I'm giving you advice, but you're not taking it. Your advice is, man.
Hear this shit.
You're average looking at best.
I'm taking it in, but.
Okay, but you're not accepting the fact that, okay, average looking women, average looking woman who's older, average looking older woman with a 13-year-old son.
Uh-oh, it's getting real.
Average looking woman with a 13-year-old son with a sketchy baby daddy.
Oh, God. Let's get it real.
This gets worse every time I say something. And now you're asking for a man who's in the top 10% of men.
I just got to jump in on here. He said it gets worse every time I say something. It gets worse every time I say something. But he's making a good point. A lot of these bitches want to act like they bad and bougie, and all they bring to the table is toxic shit and another motherfucker's kids. And you know, we all for the kids. We love the kids. But we talking about these mothers that want to act like they too good or they bad and bougie, like they got the golden pussy, and what they bring to the table is the most extravagant shit in the world. A pretty face, a beautiful body. But besides that, what are you bringing to that motherfucking table? And like he said right now, or if he about to say, a sketchy baby daddy. So you got to deal with her baby father problems, right? And whatever other toxic drama she got going on. But yet you want to act bad and bougie. And understand this. When I'm soaking this shit, I'm not saying that to the humble women that's living with their kids and trying to make it and no, we talking about these bad and bougie bitches like this bitch right here talking about my body and boom, 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 shallow ass shit, right? We're not talking about a good woman who bring to the table some love, compassion, some grind, you know what I'm saying, some good cooking, you know what I'm saying? So we're not talking about that. Some loyalty. Like we not talking about that type of woman. We talking about these bad and bougie. Bad and bougie. Whipping up dope with the Uzi. Talking about them type bitches. Like this one right here. She's just smuggling. But she thinks she bad and bougie because she got a nice body. She makes some money. Okay, but what else do you bring to the table? You want a rich motherfucker because you make some money. But here's the thing in relationships. It's barely a 50-50. It's at least a 70-30, 60-40. It's barely ever a 50-50. Someone's always more doing a little better than the other somehow. Let's be real. So she wants somebody that is doing great. She's doing good. That would be nice. I don't see this is where I don't agree with him. In a way. She wants somebody with some money. He's like, why you can't get the average Joe? Because the average Joe Here's where I make my point. Because the average Joe can't do shit that she deemed bigger that she can do for herself. So she want this nigga with money because she sees bigger opportunity in that nigga with money. Because the nigga with money that's doing better than her could do for her. So you see where the power struggle goes right there? She want a nigga that could pretty much dominate her financially. She don't want a nigga that's gonna love her for her. She's looking for love in the wrong places. So what he about to say, he's right. She will be single for the rest of her life. But not for the reason that he's saying. But I'm going to give her the real reason if she ever could see this filthy topic. She's looking for the wrong things to love her. So on that end, I could agree with him. The average Joe will love you, but then you fall into the predicament that a nigga with money fall into. Damn, does this nigga love me? Does this broke nigga love me, or he love my money and what I could do for him? Because that's the type of shit a motherfucker getting some money has to deal with. Whether he's a corporate dude, whether he's a hood dude, he has to worry, does she love him for him or what he can do for her? Whatever it is, whether it's financially, whatever. So vice versa. It don't change it. You dig? You dig? Let's get back to this shit.
You don't qualify for one.
Oh, we gonna run that back. It's my favorite part of the video.
Looking my favorite part of the video. Older. Average looking older woman with a 13-year-old son. Average looking woman with a 13-year-old son with a sketchy baby daddy.
Oh, Lord.
This gets worse every time I say something. And now you're asking for a man who's in the top 10% of men. You don't qualify for one. And you're making, I don't want to have to go there.
But
when you put in all these other factors, why can't you just get a man that's an average guy?
Sometimes I feel like in order to fully submit, I have to feel like he's in.
Well, then you're gonna die alone. How about that? Let me just cut to the chase, man. You can feel like what you want to, but women like you die alone, straight up, because you think you're better than the men that you qualify for. And the only reason, honestly, man, that I can see a woman like yourself really thinking you deserve more is because you earn more. Because you earn more money than most people around you in North Carolina. But if your ass went to the post office, you would not think so highly of your opportunities.
It is flashing. My favorite part's coming.
And that's the reality. Men don't care about your money. Not the kind of men that you want.
Keep that money, bitch.
It ain't ours. We care about the fact
I'm in need of some love and
affection.
Kids. What?
And you're average.
Money don't do shit for me. Average. You average, boo. You smuggling.
And the reality of your life shows you that.
Uh-oh. Here it comes.
You don't have the kind of men that you want knocking on your door trying to find you.
Let me tell you why. Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
See, what we've done in this country, this world, is we've told women like yourself
it's coming
that you can have it all, and you got a Prince Charming who's 6 feet tall, 6-figure income, jawline, all this other kind of stuff. And I'm sorry, man. No. Most people get average people, especially average people.
Oh.
You're an average person.
Listen why she's average,
let's be real. You're not running Microsoft. You had a pet grooming business.
Oh, Lord. Here comes the player right here. He gonna play.
You've been making 6 figures for the last 3 years.
He gonna play.
Okay. But if I'm looking at you, but if I looked at you and I took all that off of you, all the eyelashes and all the hair,
oh Lord,
what do you look like under there?
Ugly.
I mean, I look the same.
Hell
no,
nah.
you don't. Because if you did, you wouldn't have all that on.
Oh no, you don't. Listen, it's coming.
No, you don't. You don't look the same because if you did, you wouldn't have all that on.
You wouldn't have it on. Ugly.
So, what is your advice?
You don't qualify. Say it for me. It took too long.
All right, I'll tell you my advice, man, because you're not listening to me. This is why I always recommend you need therapy. Because you seem like a sweet woman, but you don't. But you're not getting it.
You're being so mean.
I'm not being. Don't tell me I'm being mean. I'm about to be mean. I get tired of you broads telling me I'm being mean because you cannot handle the goddamn truth. You called my show.
Hold on, we gonna run that back. Where's that qualified?
And you're making. I mean, I don't want to have to go there.
We're gonna run it back.
When you put in all these all these other factors, why can't you just get a man that's an average guy?
Sometimes I feel like in order to fully submit, I have to feel like he's in.
Well, then you're gonna die alone. How about that? Let me just cut to the chase, man. You can feel like what you want to, but women like you die alone, straight up, because you think you're better than the men that you qualify for. And the only reason, honestly, man, that I can see a woman like yourself really thinking you deserve more is because you earn more. Because you earn more money than most people around you in North Carolina. But if your ass worked at the post office, you would not think so highly of your opportunities.
Stop feeling yourself.
And that's the reality. Men don't care about your money.
Right.
Not the kind of men that you want. We don't care about your money.
They got their own money.
And ours. We care about the fact that you are older and you got kids. And you're average. And the reality of your life has showed you that. You don't have the kind of men that you want knocking on your door trying to find you.
I really just wanted some advice. I love your.
I'm giving you advice, but you're not taking it. The advice is, ma'am, you're average looking at best.
I'm taking it in, but
okay, but you're not accepting the fact that
you're ugly.
Okay.
You just want to go back to your ugly.
Average looking women. Average looking woman who's older. Average looking older woman with a 13-year-old son. Average looking woman with a 13-year-old son with a sketchy baby daddy. This gets worse every time I say something. And now you're asking for a man who's in the top 10% of men. You don't qualify for
that's my favorite part. I'm going to end it with that. You don't qualify. Goodbye, people. Dropping some jewels for you fools. We lit, we live, we ready. Blessings upon blessings. It is your guide to 50 topics where we talk our trash, and one man's trash is another man's treasure. Peace.